Hello everyone, welcome to another sales haul by me, Joe. Sorry I missed last week out, it's been a really busy couple of weeks. There's been a lot going on, we've been helping out a lot around the house and, you know, walking here, that sort of thing. It's been quite busy, And I've been trying to get on more with sorting my room out because it's, you know, it's like, I've realised I've got a lot more stuff in my room than I thought I did, so I was trying to like get it a bit more nicely done, but we're getting there. Also, today I've got my phone so I don't have to read things off a piece of paper. I've got two phones on the go at the moment, so this is good. But yeah, I just want to say thanks again. 2 weeks ago, the last video that I was on, where it was just me, I was really happy with the feedback. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. It's nice that people are, you know, gaining something from these videos, even if it's not like knowledge or, you know, just something different to watch. Like, I like it and I love doing it. Like I said before, I love doing it. It's good fun. I've been keeping up with the Sunday talks. If you haven't watched those, give them a watch because they are quality. But yeah, I like it a lot. The camera's a bit lower down. I forgot to get the stand. So if this looks a bit odd, wait, I can actually, there we go. That sort of works a bit better. But yeah, what am I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm going to do 4 sales that I've had this week. I'm going to give you the rundown of them. We've got one big one now saved for the end because we're very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. We've sold different bits this week. Usually I've been on the gaming grind, selling gaming bits and pieces, but this week I was going through the shelves on my wall and I found some interesting bits and pieces that I've listed and sold that you know, a bit different for me, but I was quite happy with it. It's just stuff that I've just always had. So without further ado, I'll start with my first one, which is actually something I've had on for ages. I've had this bowl on for ages. I say ages, it's probably been a few months. I can't remember. It was a while ago I put it on. But it was a Kellogg's football cereal bowl, which is blue and white, glazed pottery, 2004 collectible. It's a collectible cereal bowl to commemorate some football thing. I'm not a big football person, but yeah, I saw them a couple on eBay here and there, but there weren't a hell of a lot. So I put mine on, and that sold for $12.99, which I was pretty pleased with. I got positive feedback for that. The person was really happy with it, which was nice. It had some pits here and there, and like a couple of tiny little, you know, negatives. I don't know what the word is. Not negatives, not that harsh, but I can't remember what the word is. I really need a dictionary when I'm doing these, but that was good. Very happy with that actually. I've got some other sort of collectible-y, like branded bits. I got some mugs that I've got on at the moment that seem to be getting a hell of a lot of interest on them, which is nice. But yeah, that's good. The next thing I sold, which this is one of the things off my, what do you call it, wall. One of the things off my wall that I was really pleased with. I've always had it. I don't remember where we got it from. I think I must have picked it up just, I don't know when, but it was a really tiny, and hopefully these photos are going on while I'm talking about it, but it's a really tiny sharpener. Just a tin sharpener that had the globe on it, like the picture of the globe, like if you're local to Kingsland, not the Globe Hotel, not Wetherspoons, but like the actual, like, you know, world we live on, which is round, for anyone says anything. But I listed that because they were sort of all over the place. I saw one that sold for bids £8, but it was in a not very good condition, but I thought mine was in much better condition than that, so I put mine on for £11.95, and it sold that same night. About an hour later it sold to an actual antique shop. They brought that, and again, very happy with that. They couldn't recommend me enough. Everything nicely packed and all that, which was nice. I always love getting the feedback for it, because I don't know, I don't mind not getting feedback, but I think everyone, if you're doing eBay, if you're watching this and you do eBay, you do love a bit of feedback, because it just shows that what you're doing works, and they obviously feel compelled enough to say something, which is always nice. Yeah, so the next thing we've got on the list is another thing off my shelf, and another thing that sold within an hour. A rare, and I do mean rare. On eBay there was only about 2 of these. Mine was one of them. The other one had sold in the packet, in its original wrapping, for £16, but mine wasn't in the wrapping, but I put it on for a bit more because their one had been like, they put in their title dog weared, which means the dog got at it. Mine hadn't been dog weared, but I put mine as £17.95 and it sold, and that is, I realise I haven't actually said yet, a Seaberg 220 USA 1958 to 59 miniature jukebox. It was this tiny little jukebox that when you press a button on it, you play this weird little Spanish song, and these two lights would go off on the front of it, and it sounded pretty quality. I quite liked it. But yeah, it was good. I sold that. When I typed in Seaberg jukebox at first, my eyes went 5 times the size because all the prices on there for Seaberg jukeboxes were like £200, £500, £300. I was like, whoa, okay, this is good. But then I realised I actually had a miniature version of these and not an actual full-on jukebox, which is what these were. So if anyone has one of these jukeboxes in their house and you didn't know if they were worth money, Seaberg is a name that people like, and it's a name that's worth a lot. Yeah, these bits and pieces that I found on my shelves. Yeah, I'll try and get a bit lower for you. There we go. There we go. These bits and pieces that I got on my shelves, they're just sort of knick-knacky bits that I like, just because they were, bar the pencil sharpener, they're mostly like American stuff, or whenever I see something I like, I just sort of pick it up and be like, yeah, I like this. Which I think is a good thing to do for a lot of people. If there's stuff that you like, you know, and that you're into, and that you're visually interested in, chances are a lot of other people are going to be interested in that as well. Not all the time, of course. You might have some very niche things, but even the niche stuff, I feel like I've sold some niche things before. I think I've sold some niche things this week, with the pencil sharpener being one of them. Like, who wants a tiny tin pencil sharpener? I can't imagine it would be too many people, but you get surprised. So that's what I'm actually been looking out for a lot. I think I have others in my room, but I'm not entirely sure. But tin pencil sharpeners seem to be making a bit of money on eBay. I don't know what the collectible nature of them are, but I'm sure there's a market for it somewhere. But yeah, that's some of them bits. So the big one, we call this the big one. I've been calling this the big one. I've been looking forward to selling this one for a while. It was a Sony PSP Go, which I have had for ages. All this stuff, I don't know where it came from, but I've had this for a while, and it's always been sitting around, and it would never turn on because it had no battery in it. Well, it had no charge to it. So I found out what plug it took, because it took this strange little sort of wider plug than usual. I put that in, and skipped a step. I brought it off eBay. I brought a little plug, about £1.50 I think it was, and I put it in. Worked perfectly. I saw it had some games on it, and I thought, let's have a look how much this would be on eBay. I looked it up. It was in the ballpark of around £50 to £80, which was pretty good. I had it on for a while at $79.99, but the problem was mine's quite scratched. The front of it was quite scratched. It was a little, superficially damaged in parts. I had someone message me and pretty much send me an offer of £50, which I wasn't too keen on. So I put it on for, I think it was $69.99. Yeah, I had it on for $79.99. I re-put it on, sold similar as $79.99. Nope, I ruined that. $69.99, and I sent some offers out because it was getting a lot of watches on it. And one of them, the last person I sent one to, I sent them an offer of £64.95. They sent me one back of £55. I didn't want to drop down that much, so I sent them one back of £63.95. And I think they sort of got the idea that I wasn't really budging too much, so they paid that. But I was like, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because they brought it, but they ain't paid for it. And I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I've had a couple of instances before where someone's brought stuff and they never paid for it, and it's a bit like, But, it happens. It happens. And then they paid for it, and I was very happy. I wrapped it the same night, sent it out, beautifully packaged, thanks to Dad for that one. He gave me a big hand in that. But yeah, that was the big one. £63.95 for a PSP Go that I just had around the house, around my room, so, which I was very happy with. Big happy with that. Technically, that only cost me about £1.50, so not bad, eh? But yeah, those bits, those things, the little things, that's what I've been sort of getting into at the moment. I've been changing up my eBay a lot, and I promise you 100%, this is a promise, today's Sunday, I imagine this will get uploaded today. If it doesn't, it is insert day here, and next week or this week, again, depends when this gets uploaded, I am going to do a video showing you sort of the way I've changed up how I've done my eBay, because I did it one way, photo wise, that sort of thing. The structure of the descriptions is still the same, and the quality of the photos I feel like I've improved on, because in life, in anything, even if you're really good at something, you can always improve it. I always think anyway, because if you're good at something, if you improve on it, it gets better. No doubt about it. You can always get better. And eBay's a very humbling thing like that. Like, as in, you've always got to be sort of, if things aren't working in your favour, you've got to sort of change. You've got to adapt. Look at what other people do. Ask other people around you who do it. It helps coming with me, coming from a family who, you know, does a lot of buying and selling, does a lot of, you know, this and that. It helps me in thinking, well, if I'm selling my stuff, like, how should I go about doing it? So if, you know, I think I've seen some comments that said you're interested in seeing how I, you know, set up my shoots, that sort of thing, so I'd be happy to show you. Yeah, so look out for that one. But yeah, another thing that I've been trying to get into at the moment is cameras. Being a photographer, I'm around cameras a lot, and I have a lot of cameras in my room, so I've been starting to list them more and more. I've got a lot of attention in a digital camcorder that I have. That it shoots onto what do you call it, an SD card, which I've kindly thrown in as well. But yeah, that's been getting a lot of traction. Also, sorry, almost bad. Also, along with eBay, you can tell this isn't scripted because I keep running over my words. But to go along with eBay, I've also been trying to do Depop a lot more. I think Depop's an interesting one because it attracts a different crowd. I feel like eBay is a lot more people who are maybe resellers who are buying stuff to sell themselves, or collectors, or maybe like an, you know, like not an older demographic to insult anyone, but like an older demographic. But Depop is sort of like a younger, a lot of people that are just sort of buying stuff, just for the sake of buying stuff because they want it, like, sort of thing. Like, it's mainly directed towards clothes, but a lot of other things sell on there. I know for a fact cameras, which I've been putting on there, have a big what do you call it? A big. They sell good on Depop, is what I'm trying to say. They sell really good on Depop. Cameras do, so I've been putting some on there because I've got some nice film cameras, which I can't really test because, you know, I can't film test them. I have a roll of film, but you can't really shoot. You have to shoot a whole reel of film. I mean, there's sort of a way around that, but it's complicated. But yeah, so I'm getting into that, and hopefully next week I can tell you how that went on. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. You know, I appreciate all the comments and the likes and the views that I've been getting on these videos, and I hope to keep doing them. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't already and enjoy what you see here, subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more where this came from. And watch the other videos if you haven't already, because there's some cracking videos we've got on this channel. But yeah, thank you, and stay safe, and bye.